Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tony Chimmel, and welcome to Road Trip After Hours. Please welcome your host, Mac Davis, and WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Long. Holler! Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my WWE Hall of Famer co-host, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, what's going on, Maxter? How you doing today, player?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. We got some news we got to talk about later, specifically Terry Funk and the passing of Terry Funk, and we'll talk about that later. But right now, let's start on a high note and a happy note. Teddy, you had the privilege of meeting somebody recently, and she's now our guest on the show this week.
Well, I had a chance to be a part of Immortal Championship Wrestling. I did several dates for that company there. And what a great company to work for. Mike, the promoter over there, man, it's a great guy, man. In fact, all the people associated with that group are just outstanding people. Well, they had their first live pay-per-view streaming on the Premier Network a couple of weeks ago in Utica, New York. And I had a chance to meet this young lady. Her name is Becca. And this was the first time I'd seen her, and we talked for a little bit, and I asked her a little bit about how long she'd been around, and so she's been wrestling on the independents for quite some time, but it was somebody that I had never seen. But I had the opportunity to work with her, and she was going against Kayla Sparks for the Immortal Championship Women's title. And, we went backstage and we talked about that promo that we had to do out inside in the ring. And Becca was just outstanding. She remembered everything that we went over. And when she got out there, she knew exactly how to deliver it, so to get the people's reaction. And so I was just certainly impressed with her. And I couldn't understand, I do understand, why people like her, don't have jobs in WWE or AEW somewhere. But, that's how it goes. But I guarantee you, that things are gonna happen for her. Ain't no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time. So without further ado, player, let's introduce our special guest here, Becca, coming on the show, and we're gonna talk to her a little bit. Becca, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. That was really nice of you to say that.
Well, it's the truth.
You know something, Becca, I had the opportunity to go through and see some of your work recently once I needed to be on the show. You've worked a variety of matches. And when I say a variety, I mean, it's not just female wrestling. You're wrestling men as well at times, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Tell me a little bit about your career. How did you get started? And, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. I didn't really watch wrestling growing up, mostly because I wasn't really exposed to it. So I discovered it a little bit later, like when I was in college, and pretty much as soon as I discovered wrestling, I knew that this was like what I was meant to do with my life. So I started training pretty soon after I discovered it. I trained at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy and at the Bell Time Club. Both are located near Boston. Unfortunately, right after my first singles match, the pandemic hit and everything shut down.
That kind of sucked, didn't it?
Yeah. But I was fortunate enough to be in a state, Massachusetts, that did regulate some physical activities during the lockdown. So my school was able to continue to run, so I was able to continue training, and we were able to do some closed set tapings. So that was kind of my first wrestling experience, was in front of no fans, which is crazy to think about now. And then, once things started to get opened up again, I just went after it, any opportunity I could. You mentioned that I've wrestled a variety of people. I really just try to challenge myself. So I will never back down from anything. I've wrestled people from a variety of backgrounds, experience, different places, different style of matches. And that's something I really love about wrestling too. It's just the variety of
but let me ask you, who is the Becca character? Explain Becca. To anybody who wants to know who Becca is, who is Becca?
Sure, yeah. So I am a pop star. I do actually make music. It's legit. Sometimes people don't realize that. I'm like, why would I lie? Like, why would I go out there and say that I'm a pop star when I'm not really? Of course I am.
Yeah,
So I have
you
music.
wouldn't hear something like that in wrestling ever, would you? No.
No, exactly. But no, I really do. I have music out. I started making music a few years ago, actually, before it kind of became a part of my wrestling presentation. I started to make music just for fun with my friend. And I just like really got into it, and it just kind of became a part of who I am, and that's kind of who I am now. So yeah, I'm the pop star. I sometimes I sing my entrance if I'm feeling like it. I do performances in the ring. I do performances, on stages. And I like to show off in the ring. So yeah.
Would you say the fans look at you as a good guy or a bad guy?
It depends on the fans. Different places react differently to me. But I'm just me. So
do you have a, I mean, does Becca have a little bit of an attitude, or is Becca just a sweetheart?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have an attitude, but sometimes people love that. So
oh yeah, yeah. Teddy, you can hop in anytime, brother.
Oh no, brother! I was just enjoying listening to Becca talking about her success and how she got started. And me for one, I didn't have any idea that she was a pop star, that she did music. Because when they first told me that, I thought it was just part of her gimmick, that something they gave her. But to hear her, let me know that no, that's for real. It's exactly what I do. So that's great, because you having something else, it's like a backup. So if professional wrestling doesn't do it for you, you can always go back to what you really know, and that's your music. So that's a really good part about that. Becca, I wanted to ask you this: have you ever been contacted? Have you ever did any work for WWE or AEW?
Yeah, I've done extra work for both companies. So I did a match with Lacey Evans earlier this year on SmackDown, and I was at AEW for Ring of Honor a few weeks ago. So I've gotten to do a few things for both companies.
You also do quite a bit of work with GCW, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen some work with you in GCW, which a lot of our fans will be familiar with. So, I mean, can you tell us about any upcoming matches? I think you've got a big one coming up, don't you? Or just passed?
Yeah, I just wrestled for GCW this past weekend against Maki Ito, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I hope to be back there soon. And then me and her are wrestling again in like a week and a half for MLW, September 3rd.
So what is your ultimate goal? Where do you want to be?
Yeah, I always get asked this, and I think that like wrestling, for me, the way that I see it is like, I don't know if I have like one exact goal. I think there's a lot of things that I want to achieve. And I would like to, I'd really like to wrestle in Japan and be a part of the amazing women's wrestling that they have going on over in Japan. There's, just so many awesome women there. So that's something I would like to do. I would like to wrestle for Impact. I would like to wrestle for WWE again. And yeah, there's lots of things that I want to do. I think sometimes like wrestling careers go like I don't think there's one like pinnacle thing that I'll do that I'm like, oh, I've made it. I think I just want to build a legacy and like,
I
do
think
as much as I can.
I think a lot of wrestlers today, it used to be that, the ultimate goal was always to get into, either with WCW when it was around, or WWF or WWE now. And a lot of the independent wrestlers now can see where they can make just about as much money without having to be under that umbrella. And so I've noticed a lot of people were kind of saying, I'm kind of happy not having to go to the big time. I'm happy working a larger independent scale with my schedule, and it gives me more time with the family and personal life. So I can certainly understand that. Tell us how people can get more information about you and where they can buy merch, anything else like that.
Yeah. You can follow me Instagram, Twitter, Becca Forever. It's Becca with a 3, so B3CCA, and then the number 4, EVER. I also have a website, it's beccaforever.com. And you can also find all my music and everything there, but it's also on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to ask about that music again before we get out of here, because when you said that, part of me kept going, "Oh, they asked her to sing here," but I wouldn't put you on the spot like that. But if you think you got something in your pocket, you can pull out and sing. Feel free.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe not.
If you're not ready, that's fine.
I usually have like dancers and
no, that's fine. And
lighting.
I had to ask. But they can find it online, which is if you want to hear how she sounds, go online and find out, which I'm going to do as soon as we finish this interview, because like Teddy said, I had no clue. I thought it was the gimmick, so I didn't realize that was the real deal. So
yeah, exactly.
Teddy, you got anything else before we say goodbye?
No, I just want to thank Becca for taking the time and to come on here and talk with you and me and tell us, a little bit about herself and how she got started and everything. And Becca, you got any upcoming wrestling events coming up you need to tell us about?
Yeah, I'll be at MLW September 3rd, and I'll be going on a tour in Europe in late September. So I'll be wrestling for Pro Wrestling Eve, women's promotion out in the UK, and WXW in Germany. I'll be wrestling in their tag tournament, international tag tournament, which I'm really excited about. So, yeah.
All right. Well, very good,
like
Becca. Yeah, look like you're going to be busy, and that's good. Go ahead and get that money. And all right. Well, thank you so much for, like I said, once again, for taking the time, coming, talking to us. And if there's anything that Mac and I can do for you to try to help you, get your career moving and everything, you don't be shy. Just let us know, and we'll be happy to help you any way we can. And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Becca. See ya.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Edwina's Travel Service, serving this community since a week ago last Thursday. Remember our motto, if Edwina can't get you where you want to go, then go somewhere else.
SICW presents Saturday, September 9th. No disqualification. Anything goes. Night Train. Gary Jackson versus the evil Attila Khan in a boot camp match at the Belclair Fairgrounds, plus other matches on the card. SICW, Saturday, September 9th. Anything goes. No DQ. SICW. Be there.
3, 2, 1, fight.
Well, here, can you see what I got on screen right now?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Special guest this week, he's got his new name, and he wants me to introduce him today. Dancing Teddy Long, come out here.
You got it right, Terry Funk. It's Dancing Teddy Long for the 1990s. And hey, baby, I've got the skyscrapers with me, and I'm not worried about anything, baby.
Whoa.
You better believe what?
Whoa. I just want to know where you got that outfit there. What an outfit that is.
Well, I'll tell you exactly where I got it from. I've been down in San Antonio, Texas, and I've got a lot of bean bandit friends down there. And one of my senoritas gave me this.
One of your senoritas gave it. I bet she might have gave you something else, too, huh?
Well, that's none of your business, whatever else you gave me, okay? Let's keep that between Teddy Long, all right? Come on, baby, bring it on.
I'll bet you might have snuck it out of the room, with
Hey,
that.
wait just a minute now. Don't be trying to intimidate me on national TV. I've got a lot of money. I've got connections. I can afford to buy anything that I want, and you know it, Terry. Road Warriors, where are you? Come on, Boogie, come on.
Well, you've got the new skyscrapers.
Hey, I told you about that, too. This is no new skyscraper. This is one half of these skyscrapers. Now, what you people are looking at is the meanest, the toughest guy in the world of professional wrestling. It's Mean Mark Callis. Now, along with the real deal, Dangerous Dan Spivey, the skyscrapers are going to rule professional wrestling. Not only that, they're going to rule the world, and the Road Warriors will be rid of in 1990. The people won't have to put up with them anymore.
Hey, I want to ask you one question.
Go right ahead.
I want to ask you just one question.
Woo!
Can you teach the Road Warriors how to wrestle?
What do you mean, can I teach the Road Warriors how to wrestle? That's a real hard job. The Road Warriors couldn't learn how to do nothing, okay?
Well, can you teach the skyscrapers how to wrestle?
They don't need to be taught how to wrestle. All you've got to do is watch them, and all you people got to do is watch them and see how they annihilate each and every opponent that they go up against, and you know they're the toughest guys.
Well, can you teach me how to dance so I can be dancing Terry Funk?
Watch me. Come on. Like this, baby.
All right.
All right, come
Mark's
on, Terry.
face.
All right, we got it. So long. We'll see you next week on Funk's Grill. Yeah.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. That is, when I saw that, we lost Terry Funk today at the time of this recording, and it was such a sad thing to see. Although Terry had some decline in his health over the last few years, and but I remember Terry just like what we just saw just then. Either he was crazy Terry or he was that Terry. That's the Terry I originally first saw. Was that kind of charismatic guy, and then I saw the crazy, guy that he could be. But that bit with you and him, what a great bit. And Mark's face in the background, here's a guy who doesn't crack a smile, and he looked like, what the hell am I doing here?
I've said that to myself. What the hell am I doing out here?
Teddy, do you have any stories of Terry Funk you can share?
Yeah, man. Everything good. I have to say, I might have mentioned this to you before. There are just a few people that I take the time out to wish a Merry Christmas to, and Terry Funk and Ricky Steamboat, two of those people. And every year I'd always call Terry. And not only that, I talk to him, over time. The last time I did talk to him, he was not doing too well, but he was in good spirits. He was talking to me and everything. And that's when I was doing some work out in Texas. And so we were trying to get him to come out in Texas, and we were going to put him in this SWE Hall of Fame. But Terry, it was, I guess his wife, she just didn't think it was a good idea for him to travel because they knew more about his condition than we did.
Yeah.
So, like I said, and Terry was one of the guys, him and Harley Race, God rest his soul, were two people that really took me under their wing and helped me along the way with my career. They told me about people that, who to look out for and, what to do and what not to do. So for them to do that for me back in the day like that, it's real, that really meant something. So Terry Funk was a real close friend of mine, man, and certainly he will be missed.
Absolutely will be missed, and I'm not going to carry the show any farther than that. I just wanted to add that in after our interview today because it had come up, and I knew that there were certain things that I had that I just wanted to share with you that I found online, and also to get your words on Terry Funk and his passing. So our sympathies with the family and the rest of the fans across the world who loved Terry Funk. We'll see you again next week right here on Road Trip After Hours. I'm Mac Davis, and that is WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long.
Holla.